friends.
Hello.
Do you know what time it is? It's time to talk about watches.
Watches are one of my absolute favorite things because it's kind of the one piece of jewelry guys actually get to wear. Lots of people look to bigger brands like Rolex and Omega and find the price points really unachievable. And today we're going to be talking about a brand that does away with that while still maintaining a lot of quality, and that brand is Citizen. So we've got 5 of them today. Let's take a look at what we brought. So we've brought 5 watches for you here today. One of my favorite things about having a Citizen watch or something other than those big brands I mentioned before is the fact that many of these actually bring some form of additional functionality that you're not going to get on those high-end mechanical watches. Mechanical watches will do this, but at an astronomical price point. With these, you're getting time zone functionality, dates, chronographs, these high-end complications that often cost you a lot of money, but you're getting them in a watch that the person wearing the Rolex next to you doesn't have that functionality.
Yeah, very true. And the best thing about this is you're not going to be busting the bank. You can actually get a whole collection for the price of a Rolex, right? So for example, would you rather spend your whole paycheck on one or get a whole assortment that you can wear on a day-to-day basis, on luxury occasions? And the best part about these is they're all customizable. So whether you like leather straps, mesh, or a chain, you can actually adjust them and get a variety of different styles.
All right, so let's take a look at what we brought for you guys today. Let's start on the left and work our way through the right.
But before we do that, let's talk about power.
So every watch has to have something that makes those hands move, makes it tick.
Yeah.
Very expensive watches like Omegas and Rolexes, they use a mechanical system. So it uses the motion of your body to charge a spring. It'll last for about, 1 or 2 days, or you can wind it by hand. Very cheap watches called quartz watches will use a battery, and this battery can run out on you and you have to pay to get it fixed. These ones take an entirely different approach, and every watch we're going to show you today has this feature, and that's called EcoDrive. So what they use to power them is the sun. Every time you go out in the sun, they recharge the battery that's inside them. And this might seem a little odd if you leave your watch in the dark. Does it die? But the battery actually lasts about 4 months. So if you're fortunate enough to have 5 of these EcoDrive watches like AZ and myself, and you rotate through them, you're actually totally fine to leave them in the dark for quite a long period of time. And the next time you go out on the weekend or wear it to work, it completely recharges itself. So this is a pretty revolutionary system that not a lot of people consider when they buy their watch is exactly what's powering it. So these watches, as you'll see, they look great, but they've got this pretty cool hidden feature as well. Now, let's take a look at the watches.
So first of all, we have a wonderful weekend watch, something more of a casual style. It has a wonderful leather strap, so this is something you can wear on a day-to-day, going out with friends, or even actually a formal setting as well too, but something more laid back as a watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I was talking about before, this watch actually also brings some functionality. So you have a day indicator, Monday through Sunday, a date, so you know what day of the month it is, and also a 24-hour indicator at the bottom there. So something, again, that's going to cost you an arm and a leg in a mechanical watch, you now have that functionality in this watch here. Out of the ones that we've brought today, I'd say if I was to have a one-watch collection, this one would probably be it. You can take it to the office. The leather strap and blue face isn't going to stand out as an overly casual watch. You can wear it with a nice collared shirt, but also, like AZ was saying, some shorts and a t-shirt on the weekend. This one can do both. Highly recommend it. Let's move on to the next one.
Sounds good.
Watch number 2. So this one is a little more formal. You would not want this to be your one-watch collection, but if you're going to have 2 watches, add this one on. So it's a little bit more formal, still on a leather strap, but a little smaller, a much simpler face, and it's going for a bit of a vintage look. So you're gonna wanna wear this to formal events like weddings or something you're wearing a suit or you're a little bit dressed up. It might look a little out of place on the weekend. AZ, why don't you tell us a little bit more?
Vintage, keyword. This actually has a raised dome sapphire face. So it's actually, the glass, you'll notice it's raised rather than flat like traditional watches. This is actually more of like a classical style. You'd find something like this in the 1940s, 30s even, and definitely gives that nice luxurious look to it. So.
Yeah, for a brand new watch, it's got a lot of character. I really like this one. All right, on to the next.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, watch número 3, number 3. So we actually have a very advanced watch over here. Absolutely amazing, all the intricate details and functionalities. Matt, why don't you dive right into it and tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, so this is my personal watch. I've worn it for the last 5 years and I absolutely love all the different cool features of it. So every morning at 2 a.m., this actually contacts the nearest atomic clock it can find to reset its time. So it's accurate to your phone, it's accurate to the internet, it's accurate to the absolute second. No matter how good your mechanical watch is, it cannot do that. So that's pretty cool on its own. The other feature, as you can see around the outside of the bezel here, is it has a bunch of cities listed. And if you pull out the crown and select the city of your choice, it actually has the time zone memorized and will magically move the hands around to adjust the time to that time zone. And finally, on top of all that, it has a really great chronograph function that actually goes down to under 1/10 of a second, which is very, very impressive. So if you're a traveler of any kind, this is an unbelievably cool watch, or if you just want to impress your friends with a watch that sets the time itself,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
this is the watch for you. So definitely check this one out if you're a tech head like me, and on to the next one.
Sounds good. Guys, watch number 4. This is a beautiful watch, very elegant, very stylish, something you would wear on more of a fancier occasion. It actually has a two-tone finish, so it has the silver and gold look to it. This is also something you want to wear on more of a classier occasion, a nice suit, some kind of a formal occasion. And it not only has a chronograph, but it also has a very extra interesting feature.
So this has an old school feature called a tachometer. And how that actually works is if you watch an object travel 1 mile and you time it, the outside bezel in the watch will show you the average speed that that object had over the course of the mile. So if you're into horse racing or cars, or even if you watch a jet and somehow know it's traveled a mile, you can calculate the average speed of that object on the outside of your watch. That's a pretty cool feature.
All right, so we have our 5th and final watch. Now this one is a really cool one. It has this beautiful black finish, more of like an industrial hardcore look, something that you can wear, all black on your like grungy, edgy outfits. So why don't you explain a bit about the features, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's got a chronograph, it's good water resistance down to 200 meters, but like AZ said, if you're buying this watch, you're not buying it for the functionality, you're buying it because it's just damn cool. Throw this on with any black piece of clothing, black jeans, all black if you really want, and it's just a neat piece. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, if you're your one watch guy with your Rolex or your Omega, you're never gonna own a watch like this that's all black, and I think that's kind of a shame, because watches, like I said, they're the one piece of jewelry guys get to wear, and I think you should have a few of them that match the different occasions in your life. So I think that actually kind of nicely sums up our Citizen video, in that Citizen really hits that price point between price and quality. They're high quality watches that can really last you a lifetime.
Absolutely.
Really. But they're not blow you out of the water expensive, to the point that you can have a few of them. So we'll leave the links in the description below, like we said. Check out the one that you guys like the best, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Take care, friends.